Welcome back, guys. Hope your day is going well, and we're going to be doing a video on how to use the tank of a Pokemon Snorlax. So we just take a look at his stats here. We have some pretty bulky stats. We have 160 in hit points, 110 in attack and special defense, and then 65 in the defense and special attack. But as long as you're not trying to specially sweep with the Snorlax, I think you'll be okay. And then we have a deadly 30 in the speed stat. Looking at its normal typing, the only weakness we have is going to be fighting type, which isn't too common in VGC or any online gaming. So thankfully you won't have to worry about that normal type, which really does help you. Abilities, we have immunity and thick fat, and then the hidden ability as gluttony. Let's go ahead and hop into Pokemon Showdown and I'll show you guys how to use them. Alright, here we are in Pokemon Showdown. So taking our first look at Snorlax, we see that we can definitely run a stockpile set with him. That's basically what you're mainly going to be doing with Snorlax. You're going to want to get him high in the defenses, high in special defense, and then just sweep. You won't be taking any hits. So the first move we're going to go over is stockpile. Raises the user's defense and special defense by 1, max of 3 uses. So unfortunately you're only going to be using 3 stockpiles, which is more than enough, trust me. The next move we're going to definitely need is rest. Rest is going to use our move and put us to sleep for a few turns, but also does restore HP and status. Say you get maybe burned or toxic, it gets rid of that as well, and that goes hand in hand with our Chesto Berry, which is going to give us a free rest off after we go into our belly drum. Now, the main thing you're going to want to be doing is, if you can get a Pokemon to stockpile and then baton pass into a Snorlax, already giving him huge amounts of defenses, which if you're going to stockpile again after the stockpile setup, that's a +6 defense Snorlax. And then you're going to go into a belly drum, not taking any damage. This is going to cut half your damage, but then you're going to go straight into rest. Then you're going to have huge defenses and huge attacks. And now, this is going to be our only thing that we're going to want to change. Crunch. We have 2 sets going on Snorlax. We have Crunch and then we have Fire Punch. Now this is basically up to you guys. I personally run the Crunch set because it has less immunities, because if you're going to run Fire Punch, then you get walled out by like ground types, or you get walled out by flame body Pokemon, and then your whole setup is basically ruined. So going into the IVs in nature, we're going to want to run about 156 into the EVs, and that'll put us at 500 HP, which is insane for a tanky Pokemon. Then we're already at 110 attack, so we're not really going to need to boost that any, especially since we have that belly drum. Now we're going to put all of our 252 into defense, because we do only have 65 on defense, and then put the rest into special defense. That's about 100. Then we're going to get a special defense nature. Now the reason we're not doing a defensive nature is because the way nature works, it takes 10% of your stat that you're boosting and adds 10% to it. So 10% of 110 is going to do more than 10% of defense. But if you guys really do want to be tanky on the defensive side, you can run a maybe relax nature or anything that boosts your defense. So looking at the ability, we're really going to run immunity, but thick fat could go either way, because if you're going to want to be able to take an ice beam or a fire punch onto yourself, you're going to want to run thick fat. But immunity, you can't be poisoned. This is going to be really well, because the downfall of Pokemon that are really bulky, really tanks, kind of stally Pokemon, is getting status. If you take your belly drum and then you get half your attack cut in half by a Sableye with Will-O-Wisp, you're basically done for, unless you want to spend another rest that's more turns you're down, and it's just not very effective, which is why I run immunity. Now, if we take all of these HP, all of these defenses, run into a stockpile, and then belly drum, and then switch into rest, you're basically just gonna sweep, which is why I use doubles. I use my Drifblim and my stockpile minimize, baton pass into this here Snorlax. This exact set, I actually run this one with Crunch. This exact set and belly drum. You basically sweep. If they don't have anything to take you down before letting you set up, they're done. You can take this into tournaments, you can take this into competitive play, casual play, and I guarantee you, if you don't get time stalled and your strategy doesn't go out, I guarantee you did something wrong. So if this strategy doesn't work, then you might want to rethink it and keep on trying for it, because this is a really fun strategy to use. It is unstoppable. Unfortunately, it does take way too long to set up. if you're running into very competitive play and there's a time limit, you might want to limit your stockpiles and go for the risky belly drum, which Snorlax can easily take the hits, so it's pretty safe to run. Unless you're worried about the time, you'll be fine, I promise. So that's going to be how to run Snorlax, and I hope it works out for you guys. See ya.
I screamed out loud again, but you won't dare to hear my call, so I climbed in to my bed and slept.